Welcome to Conservation Country. I'm your host, Gabriella Hoffman. In this series, we travel the nation to highlight conservation in action. This episode, I'm in southern Georgia to spotlight a controversy brewing over Okefenokee Swamp potentially becoming a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 2024, the Biden-Harris administration nominated Okefenokee National Wildlife Refuge, covering 92% of the swamp, to receive the special status. But locals believe this designation isn't America first and will encroach on public lands access and property rights. Join me as I investigate the situation here. Okefenokee Swamp is located an hour northwest of Jacksonville, Florida, on the Florida-Georgia line. Today, it spans 448,000 acres, mostly in Georgia. 92% of the swamp is conserved as a national wildlife refuge managed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. It's open for hunting, sport fishing, boasts rich biodiversity, and is a refuge for threatened and endangered species. I'm visiting Okefenokee Swamp to learn firsthand why it must remain in American hands.
Dang, that thing long.
Oh my goodness.
Get the scales.
Sure. We're doing a documentary.
We like
so.
are you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
About why to keep Okefenokee in American control. A UNESCO World Heritage Site designation is bestowed to places of significance, namely cultural and historical landmarks. 26 UNESCO World Heritage Sites currently exist in the U.S. Globally, World Heritage Sites have mixed results, including negative consequences. These designations often come, quote, at a cost to the local population's human rights. Stanford University lamented that, quote, UNESCO's World Heritage Program has lost its way. On December 24, 2024, the Biden administration formally nominated Okefenokee to become a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But all three counties bordering the swamp now oppose the designation. I spoke with several concerned stakeholders from two affected Georgia counties who worry about UNESCO coming into their backyard. Commissioner, can you explain why you're opposed to the UN designating Okefenokee National Wildlife Refuge as a World Heritage Site?
More than anything, I don't like any organization that I would consider an entangling alliance. Many of the UNESCO members are adversarial nations. China, Russia, Afghanistan, all would sit around a table and potentially vote on what should be domestic issues. We're a highly regulated, highly bureaucratic country. We've got the Department of Interior, EPD, EPA. So there could be concerns on property adjacent to the swamp. They could come along and say no hunting, no clear cutting, no herbiciding. Outside the refuge boundary, they could say, oh, we need a buffer zone. There's hunting too close, there's logging too close. It's my understanding when the refuge was established, 450,000 acres, the boundary of the swamp was what they said was necessary to preserve the swamp. So the swamp's preserved.
Such fears about UN meddling in local matters isn't without precedent. It's worth revisiting a case study involving the New World Gold Mine project near Yellowstone National Park's northern boundary. Over 20 years ago, UNESCO and the International Union for Conservation of Nature went on a fact-finding mission to Yellowstone following complaints about the mine potentially polluting nearby waters and harming wildlife. On December 5, 1995, the World Heritage Committee recommended the park be inscribed on the World Heritage in Danger list. UNESCO meddling ultimately doomed the project because it inspired the Clinton administration to undertake measures the following year to get it shut down permanently.
I'm Barry Cox. I'm a District 4 Ware County Commissioner for mostly the rural part of Ware County. I went and saw one of the presentations they had out at the fairground, and I wasn't pleased with what I saw. All of my constituents, they contacted me and they was all against it, so I did their will, and we created a resolution against it. So we never could understand why they wanted to do it in the first place, and all we could get out of them, it was to enhance tourism.
If I didn't speak up against a lot of the horrors that I'd learned, then there's no reason to even learn it if you're not going to be vocal about it. And we're talking about opening our doors to foreign entities. Who runs the United Nations? They're an international body, and they're influenced by all the countries that make them up.
One of the main selling points that they've been using to promote this World Heritage designation has been an increase in tourism, and it would be increased visitation to the wildlife refuge. In my research, I haven't found that that's been the case with any other World Heritage designated site in the United States. They claim that it would create 700 new jobs, 1 to 2% GDP increase region-wide, and that the visitation would potentially double. The 26 World Heritage sites that already exist have really not shown any increase in tourism after being designated a World Heritage Site. Many of them had steady increase prior to designation, and then that carried on right after. Some has been kind of up and down. There's just really no correlation.
On July 22, 2025, the State Department announced America's formal exit from UNESCO. The official press release stated, quote, UNESCO works to advance divisive, social, and cultural causes and maintains an outsized focus on the UN Sustainable Development Goals, a globalist ideological agenda for international development at odds with our America First foreign policy. The exit will be finalized on December 31, 2026. Despite this, the designation could be finalized by summer 2026, the earliest, barring intervention. With the U.S. already exiting UNESCO and skeptical of UN programs, Georgia stakeholders are hopeful their governor and the federal government will act to stop the Okefenokee land grab. The Trump administration withdrew from UNESCO in July of this year. Is there an appetite from the Trump administration to also see that withdrawal carry over to a place like Okefenokee? And what action can be done in response to the UNESCO withdrawal?
If I had 10 minutes with Donald Trump and we could talk about these issues, it's clear and concise. I think he would absolutely request Doug Burgum withdraw this nomination. I think it's just flown under the radar. Some maybe deliberately by the NGOs who pushed this, and I think Trump's just busy. It was a clear signal whenever he and Reagan both took America out of UNESCO. Trump took us out of UNESCO recently. He understands the concern. And I'd also like to preemptively see on the state and federal level laws passed that just basically codify the fact that these international organizations have no jurisdiction here.
What's good for one place may not be good for, another place, and that's why I just really don't think it's good here. And I'd like to see the state and the federal government step in and, maybe help us with it. So, Roosevelt turned it into a wildlife refuge, and it's been that way all along, and we just kind of like it to stay that way. So.
The Department of the Interior can reject this bid. UNESCO's looking over it, and if they decide that they want to add this to their list of World Heritage Sites, they can reject it. And I 100% would like to see the Department of Interior close the door on something like this coming in. It's a fourth layer of government, and it's a fourth layer that we pay for. A few weeks after the inauguration, they said that they unequivocally reject and denounce the Agenda 2030 and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And that's what this World Heritage Site would impose, is Agenda 2030. So our effort has been totally consistent with that of the Trump administration. We don't want foreign influence in here. We don't want global influence in here.
It's my desire to see the United States withdraw from the UNESCO World Heritage Convention. And that was a separate treaty signed. This is not just a stamp. It's not just a sticker or a 5-star rating on Yelp, this designation. It will affect us locally. It is not just a designation. They say that it will be used as learning laboratories to catalyze global action. That's the purpose of these World Heritage Sites, and we need to be aware of that locally.
We ended our time in southern Georgia at an Okefenokee-style cookout. There, our videographer Madison, also a talented musician, performed some familiar songs for the group. With the Trump administration exiting UNESCO again, it's imperative to protect Okefenokee Swamp from UN meddling. This holdover policy even undermined the Make America Beautiful Again Commission's goals to keep public lands in American hands. Will UNESCO succeed in overtaking Okefenokee Swamp, or will Americans stop this land grab? We'll continue to monitor the situation. Thanks for watching Conservation Country. If you liked this episode, share it far and wide. Stay tuned for the next episode coming soon.